Hey guys, All in Crypto here and welcome back ladies and gentlemen for another YouTube video. I hope you've all had a fantastic Thursday and an amazing week so far. Today we're going to be diving into Cardano and we're really going to predominantly focus on the charts and what's got me so excited. It is coming, ladies and gentlemen. We've made sure to stress that you aren't going to hang around at these prices for very long. That is something that I truly believe. It is not going to be very long at all before Cardano starts to see upward movement to some sort of a serious magnitude. We have 3 months thereabouts left in the year and we are anticipating some pretty spectacular things. And what we're going to do in this video is really focus on the charts. Cardano in a short term, a long term looks amazing. We're also going to take a look at Bitcoin and more importantly what's happening with Ethereum and what had previously happened with Bitcoin paving the way for Ethereum. And larger cap altcoins such as Cardano are going to follow in the footsteps. How I'm really going to illustrate this to you is with a Bitcoin dominance chart, because you guys will know that we've brought this up on a number of occasions to highlight the fact that Bitcoin here essentially led the market. And this is very well illustrated with a Bitcoin dominance. After Bitcoin had moved and kind of cleared the way, you then saw Ethereum follow it more closely and larger altcoins follow behind that. And this is the flow of money into markets. There's a number of reasons why Bitcoin perhaps leads the market. Some of those, for example, are the fact that it's where your kind of big money is, your safe money, if you will, your institutions, and they'll kind of decide when they want to start pulling the cryptocurrency market out of the pullback. So before I dive into the video, guys, very quickly, the All in Crypto official stake pool, ticker ALLIN is the name of the stake pool, is live. We are looking for people to delegate to us. A huge thank you to everybody that's already delegated. We are going to be bringing out a Discord. We set it up last night. We're just waiting to get it kind of tinkered with. And then we will send out invites to the delegators. And we are coming up with some ways that you can feel good about staking with us. But that's all to come, guys. So if you can, ALLIN is the ticker. We'd appreciate any delegations. We're trying to get to the point where we start minting blocks and paying out rewards so we can all stake happily ever after. So let's dive into it, guys. Well, Cardano is showing a lot of strength. Can you see how you've got this kind of floor here? And you're failing to put in a new low, and this is the direction. What a falling wedge structure is, guys, is a trend reversal pattern in the same way that it was over here. And since you have done that, you've started to reverse the trend. Now, of course, you haven't come up and put in a higher high from your trend. You're still putting in these lower highs in regards to this trend here, but you are putting in higher lows. So you're failing to put in a new lower low. There's a lot going on. What I want to do very quickly and what we're going to do. So why might we go on to put in that higher high and really see the trend reverse? Well, one place to start is Bitcoin. And we are going to talk about why Bitcoin leads the market and how we know that towards the end of the video by showing you the Bitcoin dominance chart underneath the Bitcoin chart. And really this will also highlight altcoins and how they get kind of permission to run, which is what we're yet to see, although Ethereum is starting to show a lot of strength. Bitcoin essentially led the way in the same way that it led the way over here, guys, and came out to take its previous high and kind of really establish that new trend. You did the same thing today. Downtrend, you set up this structure here, you come up and you put in a new high and you confirm the new uptrend after having your falling wedge structure, after having a number of other indicators kind of reverse. Ethereum is following that, and this really is the flow of money. This is an important thing to remember, because if you're getting frustrated with your altcoins, one of the worst things you can do, and this is absolutely not financial advice, is chase the money. Because what you will tend to find happens to you more often than not is by the time you've moved your altcoins into, let's say, Bitcoin, for example, Bitcoin will pull back and your altcoin will outperform it. This is how it goes. I've been in crypto long enough to have learned that lesson on many occasions. Now, in regards to what Bitcoin did, this is exactly what Ethereum's doing. Can you see this? You set up the same structure. You come up, you fail to kind of put in that high before setting up and going through it and confirming that you are now in an uptrend after having your falling wedge structure reverse in the exact same manner that you did over here, ladies and gentlemen. Can you see this? And this is coming for Cardano. We know Cardano follows this. Typically, that is a feature of Cardano and something that we are still anticipating is going to take place today or in the next couple of days. You aren't going to hang around these prices for very long. That is honestly what I believe. It's not financial advice. The one thing I really want to do on this chart, often I'll look at charts upside down, so I'll invert the charts. This is a really good way to get a well-rounded view of something, to see if you can spot anything with an inverted chart that you perhaps couldn't when the chart's the right way up. So what I want to do is take a look at the inverted chart very quickly. This is going to trigger some of your OCDs. Would you long this chart? I mean, just take a look at that. There's quite a clear direction with where this is going. You're setting up here, and you did this after it. Setting up, you're waning. This move here, and you can also see it in the same way that on the chart, the normal way up, you've got your kind of falling wedge structure. You've also got a rising wedge here in the same way you did over here. And this is what we're anticipating, a further move to the downside, which the right way up, guys, is obviously to the upside. So this is what we're looking at. You are showing support. You are showing signs that you have reversed the trend. You are failing to put in a new low here, and prior to that here. And things are looking good. And ultimately, people are getting very frustrated with Cardano, which I understand. But I've been here long enough to know that this is just how markets work. This is how the crypto space works. We saw a big pump from POLKADOT yesterday. We did call that. And we said that parachains were coming, and you're going to see a very positive response in regards to the price as a result of this. Parachains are essentially like the smart contract moment, and they announced that this was coming and kind of that it was a lot sooner on the horizon than I'm sure many people have anticipated. So you're going to see Polkadot do very well out of that. But you are starting to see Bitcoin pull back off the gas, and your altcoins kind of, start to really overtake it. And this is very well illustrated with a Bitcoin dominance chart. So up here, what I wanted to do was overlay the 4 charts. So I could have put Bitcoin dominance, Ethereum, and Cardano to kind of show you. But it's quite a lot to pay attention to at one time. So we're just going to focus on Bitcoin. And what I want to do, guys, is focus on what happened here. This was around about the 19th of July. This is the 19th of July on the Bitcoin chart, on the Bitcoin dominance chart, sorry. Can you see? Your dominance went up with Bitcoin leading the market. And your altcoins at this point were still not really doing a lot. They were going sideways. Some of them were selling off, continuing to sell off, and actually going on to put in lower lows. But Bitcoin ran and led the market. It then sold off in terms of Bitcoin dominance, but you didn't really see Bitcoin necessarily sell off. You can see that Bitcoin did have a pullback here, which did kind of spark this. This is the 31st of July. This is the 31st of July here. So when Bitcoin kind of pulled back, the dominance kind of went with it, and that's because altcoins sort of started to play catch up, having kind of followed Bitcoin and get kind of slingshotted. Failing to kind of pull back when it did. But then what you saw Bitcoin continue to go up, but the dominance continue to go down, ladies and gentlemen. And this is when altcoins really played catch up and really started to overperform. You're seeing the same thing today. Your Bitcoin dominance has gone up. This was the 2nd of October. I'll move this out of the way. I'm not sure you can see this because of my head. So this was the 2nd of October here, guys. This is the 2nd of October here. Bitcoin goes up, Bitcoin dominance goes up in the same way that it did over here. Bitcoin pulls off in terms of dominance, your altcoins continue to permission, but Bitcoin continues to climb higher whilst losing dominance. And this is where you really see your altcoins start to take place. And we're seeing that. A confirming factor of that is what Ethereum is doing right now. Ethereum is leading many of your altcoins. We know that some altcoins out there have done spectacular, but this is more news-based, more speculative-based, more announcement-based. It's not really the natural kind of, if you didn't have that speculation, they'd very much fall into line and follow that flow of money. So this is what we're anticipating, and Ethereum is a real confirming sign of that. I know people get frustrated, but don't, because like I say, what you will do is you will chase the money and you will end up getting your fingers burnt. I've done it on so many occasions. Ultimately, we're in Cardano because we believe in what they're trying to achieve. I love the project. I love the consensus. I love the kind of peer review way that they do things. I think they have some real amazing goals and ambitions and a fantastic vision for the future that I'm all about. I think Cardano is not only a fantastic short-term investment, but also an amazing long-term investment. In fact, it could be one of the best long-term investments. That is not financial advice, all just my own opinion, but that's a bet that I'm personally taking. So just a couple of interesting points that I really wanted to kind of share with you that I think I've highlighted. And this is why we're so excited. I mean, always do this, guys. Come over to your charts, click Alt and I, and that will invert them, flip them on their head so that they've been reversed. So down is actually up in terms of price, and up is, of course, down. And this isn't a... You wouldn't short this with any kind of great conviction. People often say that, you know, these videos are hopium. And I can understand that, but really, I think there's more hopium in anticipating that these coins are going to sell off by any sort of serious magnitude. You know, people calling for a 10k Bitcoin during the crash. I mean, that was complete hopium. There was no signs that that was going to happen. What it is people really seizing the fear and uncertainty that many of us have and running with that. You know, this is the inverted. This does not look good, guys, in terms of if this was the right way up, you wouldn't really be plowing into Cardano at this point. This looks like bear market territory, but obviously this is inverted. You're doing the same thing. Flip it on its head. You look fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. You've had your reversal patterns. You are now going on to sort of establish that trend. You've just got to put in a higher high. This is really what I'm looking out for. This sort of let's call it 245 range for us to get above and beyond it. And what I think you'll probably do is this. Before then setting up in the same way that Bitcoin did that and Ethereum did that. The sell-offs for Bitcoin over here and the one you've currently gone through, and the recoveries are identical. Same thing for Ethereum, same thing for Cardano. All roads lead to the same destination. This is what we're looking at. We're expecting a fantastic couple of months to follow. We think November is going to be exceptionally bullish. We think we're really going to start to see the gas come on towards the end of this year. Towards the end of this month, into November, December. It's going to be a good 3 months, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all strapped in and ready for the ride. Something that we're obviously taking part on, and something I hope many of you guys are as well. So that's what we're looking at, guys. That's really the bulk of what I had for you in this video. If you're not already following me on Twitter, guys, head over to @RealAllinCrypto, and we do post a lot more on there just because it's a lot easier for me to do. There was, very quickly before I wrap this video up, talks of a Cardano coin burn. This is not official. Charles has actually come out and said that he's actually not in favor of this. He thinks that this is a kind of tokenomic design to increase the price and doesn't have any kind of real other than increase the price. There's no reason to do it. There were talks of individual developers coming up with mechanisms that will actually burn Cardano on their own private projects, but Cardano officially does not want to do this. There's no plans for them to do this. It doesn't really make sense for them to do it either. You know, it's a very sought after asset as it is. It's not one of the most inflationary in terms of APYs that get paid out on staking rewards. And there's no real need for it. I saw a number of things yesterday that were calling for it, and I just thought, I don't know where that's from. So yeah, that's really all I have for you guys. Things are looking fantastic. We're anticipating a big couple of months. I'm going to love and leave you on that note. That's really all I have for you. Watch out for these levels here. Bitcoin's leading the market. Ethereum's following. Very well illustrated in regards to the Bitcoin dominance and how your dominance is going up. It will come down, but that doesn't mean that Bitcoin's going to come down. It just means that Bitcoin's going to do what it did over here, and it's going to kind of slowly climb its way up. But there will be points, of course, where Bitcoin dominance does rally. You know, let's say, for example, a Bitcoin ETF got approved. That would see a huge price increase in not only Bitcoin, but it would see a huge increase in terms of its dominance, because people would be buying a lot of Bitcoin in order to facilitate those fund exchange ETF. The funds, basically. You know what I'm trying to say, guys. It's been a very, very long day. That's all I have for you in this video, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to love and leave you on that note. Remember, if you can delegate to us, it would be much appreciated. The all-in Cardano stake pool by All In Crypto. That's really all I have for you. I'll see you in the next one, ladies and gents.